Class is in session. The professor is in. Welcome, everybody. We are in the boss. We are in the bargain bin. So if you haven't seen the top 4 video that I've already put out, make sure you go check that out. But here we're going to talk about whom you can use to be the best to help your team out the most come this upcoming midweek boss battle. Now, I'm not going to go over every person possible, but this is just something to keep in mind that we are breaking blue gem shields. So if you don't have anyone even here in the bargain bin or anyone good enough to do at least a little bit of damage, your goal is to then break the shield for your teammates or to bring in your boss breakers. So that one you won't be able to modify much, but you could limit the healing ability of the boss, which is always good. So make sure that you bring in some boss breakers. More important, I think, now than I think ever before, especially because this boss has a 2 billion with a B health. So you're going to want to make sure that you are able to help your team either heal themselves or negate some of their boss abilities. So let's bro. If we go into the focus category, the first person that you're going to sort of look at, excuse me, in terms of bargain bin people to use is someone who makes a lot of bleed. So that's going to obviously be the zombie Bianca Belair, who does a ton of bleed damage as well. So she's going to be able to help with some bleed. So that would be the first place that I would look. The next place that you can look in terms of people that you can use might be someone like a Hall of Fame Tori Wilson, who makes a lot of silence gems and destroys a lot of silence gems. So someone to think about if you're possibly looking. There's all the silence gems that she makes. You can choose 5x5 into silence, 5x5 into blue. So she makes a ton of silence gems, and her gear, if you got them both, if you took them both at the time, the silence gems, hey, wait a minute, what, wait, what? There you go. It does more damage for silence gems itself. That's one of the things that we got going for us. So you can use someone like Hall of Fame Tori. She's also going to be good in terms of making and breaking yellow gems. You're looking at someone who can make yellow gems. Doesn't make a lot, but she will do some. So you can look at Alundra Blaze. And last but not least, in terms of yellow gemmers that can do some stuff, also not very good, but you can also use this Stacy Keebler, the Super Stacy. Doesn't do a lot, not even worth a lot, considering that she only really makes a few of them. So your best bet here is to get somebody who can help with blue gems. Someone like So, who can create a whole bunch of blue gems on the board and help with the boss shield. Chaotic Ali that you can use. I wouldn't recommend using Steph unless you actually took her up that high. In terms of people that you can use that use bleed, you can always use Chelsea Green with her bleed moveset. Anybody else worthwhile with bleed is the other Stacy Keebler. This seems to be the Stacy Keebler show of people to use, especially if you have her moments. It's going to give you some extra yellow gem damage. Lots of, and she has a very weak bleed, but it's, I guess, better than nothing at this point, and does make a bunch of yellow gems. So not the greatest, but someone that you can definitely plug and play if you have nobody else. We already checked that one out. Zelina Vega? Maybe, like, not the greatest. She's more to purple than she is to yellow. She does get to choose some yellow, but there's nothing else really here that's going to make her that great to use. You're probably better off using somebody who makes and destroys blue gems at that point. If you've actually taken Naomi high enough, Naomi does have a very nice stackable for 4 turns increase of your yellow gem damage. You also have to choose yellow, so it's not the most ideal. But she does have... Does she not? She does not. That would be the moveset that you would use for Naomi. If you've taken her high enough to actually make her worthwhile and use right there. Who am I missing? Am I missing anyone? No, I don't think so. Of who else could be yellow gem-ish. The rest are just decent. So I'm not saying that no one else I would throw in there being like, they're going to be so amazing in this sense. You are already the top for the category for me. Who else did I have here? So this Alita, Rebel by Design, does make yellow gems, does make blue MP though. So that's one of the issues. She does make multiply gems, which could be good. She does have a bleed move as well, which is blue. So that's going to be also kind of useful. So she would be someone in the bargain bin for the aggressive category. In terms of yellow gem makers and breakers, also not the best, but still someone, Ronda Rousey, who's going to be able to make some yellow gems. It's still a choose yellow gem, but nothing really worthwhile in there beyond that. So not amazing, but someone that you can use at least to make a little bit of damage. We've already gone to you. We've gone to you. No one else here that I really am like, man, you need to use. I think it's just different because we have a lot less female characters in the game, so there's just a lot less with which to use. Defensively, I've gotten a lot of messages about why not Piper Niven. Why not Piper Niven? Piper Niven is going to make a lot of pyro gems using her plate, though, right? So if you have her plate on her, making a bunch of pyro gems, destroying the board, you're going to get all that extra yellow gem damage and regular gem damage. So she would be a good one to use here in this aspect of the bargain bin. Anyone else defensively that we would want to use? I mean, you could use Bailey. Bailey is also someone that's on the token wall that I've heard a lot of people wanting to use. She does make a 2x3 into yellow, but also just doesn't make a ton of anything else. So not the greatest to use, but if she's who you got and you've got high enough, she could be someone to make some damage there. And last but not least, and I've also gotten a lot of questions about how she is not the top person overall. I still think it's Zombie Liv, but she also makes silence and yellow gems with her finisher. You can choose to make blue gems, so she's going to be good against the shield as well. So there's a couple of options with her. Her submission does make silence gems, makes multiply gems. Indy's going to be very good. I'm not going to lie. She's going to be good for this one. I just didn't think she was going to be better than Zombie Liv, and that's why she was in my top 4 for this boss battle. So there's the bargain bin. Let me know if you got anybody else that you want to throw into there, but that's how I'm thinking this boss is going to go. With 2 billion health, it's going to take multiple turns, so you need your boss breakers equipped and ready to go, and if you don't, you're going to find this one to be actually quite difficult, or maybe even more so difficult than you usually do. Thanks for coming to class. Appreciate you being here. Give it the old like, the share, the subscribe. Brofessor out.